If you've been watching our coverage, you've seen some of the firefighters that are out on the front lines are actually inmate crews, incarcerated firefighters. Hassan Piker is one of the top streamers on Twitch. He's actually streaming live on Twitch right now. Hello to his streaming audience. He is also a progressive pundit, and he's spent time, went out, and met some of these incarcerated firefighters, streamed live with them, and learned a lot from talking to them. Hassan, good to see you. Welcome.
It's good to be back, Alex. Thank you for having me.
Talk to us about what you learned meeting these firefighters.
Yeah, so approximately at any given moment when there's wildfires happening in wildfire season in California, there's around 30% of the people fighting those wildfires are incarcerated firefighters. The California, the California State and Cal Fire have a collaborative program with the Forest Service where they basically train some of the incarcerated at what they call camps, conservation camps, where they learn how to clear brush and reach areas that bulldozers can't get to by foot. It's a lot of trekking. They're going and putting their lives on the line basically to ensure that Californians are safe during wildfire season. I met a now friend, Scott Budnick, who is a Hollywood producer. He produced Hangover, Project X, and Old School, and many other projects. He actually started this thing called the Anti-Recidivism Coalition. And I found out that he was actually working with the governor and also simultaneously expanding these programs. And I got to meet some of the youth offenders. This is a camp pilot program that they just started in 2023, where they, for the first time ever, are bringing in youth offenders, young offenders that have been incarcerated under the age of 25 or committed crimes under the age of 25 that are now a part of this training program as well. And I mean, it was an incredible experience overall. And one of the things that I was kind of shocked by is the fact that these guys just kept asking, like, why do you care about us? Why are you here? Like they were shocked at this level of attention there because they don't have access to the news as readily available. So they're not exactly aware that like there are a lot of people in the civilian population that's talking about these guys right now. And one of the things that struck me was the fact that they understand that these are very dangerous conditions that they're putting themselves into, but they really are appreciative of the fact that they get a semblance of dignity and a way to help with these communities that they're a part of. So it was truly a tremendous experience overall and very
Yeah.
eye-opening.
And we talk about people going behind bars. Most people that go behind bars are eventually released. And so you want there to be a rehabilitation process so that they come out potentially even stronger than when they came in. And I know for you, you were really struck by the sense of hope that these guys felt.
Yeah, so it's not a secret that the county jail structure and the prison structure in the state is pretty bad overall. Like the conditions are pretty bad overall. There's a lot of violence. There are major problems, and from what I understand, aside from the fact that being able to volunteer for these programs allow these inmates to shave off some of their very long sentences, it also gives them an opportunity to train and potentially an opportunity for gainful employment after they're out, after they are released. And there have been a lot of initiatives to make sure that this is as ethical of a process as possible, especially in recent years. In the past, a lot of these firefighters, a lot of the incarcerated firefighters could only get seasonal employment and they could never get municipal employment in the Los Angeles Fire Department because if you have a felony, you're not able to get an EMT certification. And if you can't get an EMT certification, you can't become a municipal firefighter. But nowadays, they're working on expunging some of the records as well for demonstrating good behavior and service for the community. And I think it's wonderful because one of the things that I heard from virtually every single person there was the anxieties that they had as far as what they will do once they are released, what they like, how will they find an opportunity to reintegrate into society? This is something that obviously I read extensively on. There's a lot of data available on this, but it was truly interesting just seeing it in person, where these guys were also talking about the anxieties that they have about like wanting to become productive members of society. And this program, I think, is fantastic. And there are still some issues, of course,
Yeah.
specifically around their wages. I
Yeah.
think since the 80s, they had not seen any meaningful wage increases. I
Right.
believe they were getting around $5 a day. And they're doing basically the same thing that everyone else in Cal Fire is doing as well. One of the hardest jobs on the line, basically. And now that wage has been increased to $24 a day, and I feel like it's a wonderful opportunity for reintegration. It's a wonderful opportunity for rehabilitation, and the conditions of the camps are significantly better overall than the conditions of the prisons. But having said that, I
Right.
think that there's still room to grow.
Yeah.
This program could grow as well, and hopefully their wages can be fair in terms of adequate compensation,
Sure.
because utilizing incarcerated firefighters
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
way to
Yeah.
displace the existing
Sure.
non-incarcerated
It's
firefighters is also, lowering the wages of
yeah.
non-incarcerated firefighters.
Hassan, thank you so much for bringing this issue to our attention. We really appreciate it and appreciate the work you're doing.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right. We got some breaking news now, Susan.